Throughout history, absolute power often came with absolute indulgence. Some queens and empresses lived lives so luxurious that they lost touch with reality itself. Few figures symbolize royal excess more clearly than Marie Antoinette of France. Welcome to English and the World, your gateway to the world's cultural heritage. Marie Antoinette became the most extravagant queen Europe had ever seen. From the moment she arrived at the French court, luxury shaped every detail of her life. At Versailles, she followed an unspoken rule of excess, and she almost never wore the same dress twice. Many of her gowns were used only once before being discarded or altered for someone else. Fashion at court was not a hobby for her. It was a performance of power and status. Her yearly clothing budget alone equaled the wages of thousands of ordinary workers across France. Silk, lace, embroidery, and jewels poured into her wardrobe without restraint. She also owned hundreds of pairs of custom-made shoes, all designed by Parisian craftsmen. Each pair was tailored precisely to her feet, reflecting her obsession with personal comfort and appearance. Over time, her spending went far beyond clothing. She spent more on fashion than several French government ministries combined. At a moment when the country struggled with debt and hunger, her lifestyle became a symbol of royal indifference. Seeking escape from court pressure, she built the Hameau de la Reine, a private fantasy village. This artificial hamlet was designed to look like a simple rural farm, complete with cottages, gardens, and barns. Yet, it was not truly simple at all. Real farmers worked there daily, while Marie Antoinette dressed as a peasant for amusement. She staged scenes of rural life, pretending to milk cows, while servants ensured everything remained clean and controlled. Even her furniture reflected extreme personalization. She ordered chairs, beds, and tables crafted exactly to fit her body size. These pieces were often unusable by anyone else, turning comfort into a statement of exclusivity. Entertainment at her court matched this same level of excess. She hosted private gambling nights attended by nobles and royal guests. Fortunes could be lost in a single evening, sometimes in just a few hours. The money that vanished at these tables represented years of income for ordinary families. Her image was shaped not only by clothing, but also by hair. Her personal hairdresser rose to become one of the highest-paid men in France. This position brought wealth, fame, and influence rarely seen outside politics. Creating her hairstyles was a massive operation. Some designs took hours to complete and required wooden frames and scaffolding. Hair was padded, powdered, decorated, and sculpted into towering structures. Each appearance reinforced her separation from everyday reality. As France's financial crisis deepened, her extravagance became impossible to ignore. Pamphlets, cartoons, and gossip portrayed her as careless and detached. Although many stories were exaggerated, her spending was real and well documented. In the end, Marie Antoinette did not fall because of fashion alone. But her lifestyle made her the perfect symbol of inequality. To the public, she became the face of everything wrong with the monarchy. Her luxury, once admired, turned into evidence of royal excess, and so the queen who dressed for spectacle became a warning of what happens when power loses touch with reality. Cleopatra was not only a ruler of Egypt, but a master of spectacle, power, and luxury. As queen, she owned several royal barges decorated with gold, silver, and deep purple sails. These ships were not built for travel alone. They were floating symbols of authority. Purple dye was extremely rare and expensive, so its use sent a clear message of royal status. Her most famous barge appeared during her meeting with Mark Antony. This encounter was carefully staged like a theatrical performance. Music played, incense burned, and servants dressed as mythological figures. Cleopatra presented herself as a living goddess. not just a political ally. The scene was designed to overwhelm Antony before a single word was spoken. Luxury also shaped her daily life. She used custom perfumes made from rare ingredients imported from Arabia, India, and Africa. Scents were blended specifically for her, creating a fragrance no one else could copy. Cleopatra avoided ordinary baths. Instead of plain water, she bathed in perfumed oils that softened the skin and left a lasting scent. Her power was not only personal, but economic. Under her rule, Egypt controlled much of the Mediterranean grain supply. Rome depended heavily on Egyptian wheat to feed its population. This control gave Cleopatra enormous political leverage over Roman leaders. Cleopatra was also highly educated. She was educated as a princess of the Ptolemaic dynasty in Alexandria, a major cultural center of the ancient world. Her education was guided by court scholars and philosophers connected to the intellectual institutions of the city. She spoke at least 7 languages, which was extremely rare even among royalty. Unlike many rulers, she did not need interpreters when meeting foreign envoys. This ability allowed her to negotiate directly and build trust across cultures. Cleopatra's banquets became legendary. Guests were served dishes on plates made entirely of gold. One story became especially famous. During a banquet, Cleopatra bet that she could consume a fortune in a single meal. She removed a massive pearl from her earring and dropped it into vinegar. As the pearl dissolved, she drank the mixture, winning the bet instantly. Roman elites later described Cleopatra's lifestyle as unimaginably lavish. To them, her wealth seemed almost unreal. Elizabeth I ruled England with more than laws and armies. She ruled through image. She owned over 3,000 dresses, a number unmatched by any monarch of her era. This was not simple luxury, but a calculated display of power. Her wardrobe was treated as a state asset, carefully recorded, stored, repaired, and guarded. Courtiers often paid for new gowns as gifts, hoping to gain royal favor. No European ruler before her had accumulated such a vast collection of clothing. Even her father, Henry VIII, known for excess, never reached her level of spectacle. Elizabeth's gowns were embroidered with real gold and silver thread. These materials were restricted by strict sumptuary laws. Laws specified also exactly which fabrics you could wear, which colors you could wear, which furs, silks, and metals were legal, and which embroideries were forbidden. Every appearance reminded observers that rank was absolute and untouchable. She changed outfits several times a day, sometimes for the same event. Elizabeth also controlled color with care. She favored white, black, crimson, and gold, each chosen for symbolic meaning. While bans were not always written, courtiers understood that copying her colors was dangerous. Imitating the queen's palette could be seen as challenging her authority. Jewels were never mere decoration. She wore pearls to symbolize virginity, rubies for authority, and diamonds for invincibility. Many jewels were sewn directly into her gowns so they could not be removed or stolen. Her body became a moving display of wealth and meaning. Foreign ambassadors studied her appearance closely. Spanish, French, and Venetian envoys reported on her clothing, health, posture, and makeup. They believed her image reflected England's stability and strength. Elizabeth controlled how she was seen as she aged. After 40, she banned realistic portraits. Official images followed the mask of youth, showing smooth skin and idealized features. Artists were ordered to destroy portraits that suggested weakness. Old gowns were never wasted. They were altered, re-embroidered, or given to favorites as rewards. Clothing became a political currency. Elizabeth understood that what she wore signaled policy. Her outfits could suggest favor, distance, anger, or openness. Courtiers learned to read her clothing like state documents. Her image replaced the role of a king. London's fashion trades flourished under her influence. In the end, Elizabeth proved that power could be worn as carefully as it was ruled.